Yes, can you hear the little sounds in the backgrounds of the music that is playing? I just like to come on in here and dance my way in here. I like to dance my way in. The music is a bit low because it's for me. It is not for you, but if you want me to put it for you, then I could turn it up, right? And we could share this music space together. But it's not a music show, so we are not going to play the music. No, no, no. That music is just my little entrance. Come on in, and if you can hear it, then you might want to enjoy it. If you can't hear it, then that means it's only on this side. So listen up. Here is another episode of the Question Live Show. Yes, we are here again, and it is Wednesday, Thursday. Right, because when we say it is Wednesday, Thursday, simply means that God blessed us with 2 days. 2 days in one, because this is a global platform. So we reach across the globe. And once we're across the globe, somebody, absolutely somebody, somewhere, is in the other day. Somebody is in Thursday while we are still in Wednesday over on this side. So I want to say to those who are in Thursday, good morning. Good morning to you. Right? Good morning and good night to this side of people. Good evening to this side of people too, because right now some people are still in the evening while some on the night on my side. So I want to say good morning, good evening, and good night. Can you imagine y'all getting all this greeting, honey? That's what we do up in here. We like to come on in here. We like to be extra up in here. So listen up, listen up. This is another episode of the Question Live Show. This is a platform that was created to drop in some inspiration, some encouragement, some empowerment. But most of all, it was created for us to support each other. Mm-hmm. When we support each other, we tend to grow better. When we grow better, we grow stronger. And the more we are stronger, it is better it is for the earth. So we want to build a relationship. We want to believe that you want to believe after our relationship as well. Because that's what we do up in here. We build relationship. And when you come in here, be sure you're going to have some form of relationship with somebody, some form of friendship with somebody. You see, as a result of people being on here, I watch people give birth to books and business and all sorts of stuff. So I tell you, this is the platform where we come on in. It is a safe space. I say, come on in and let us work together. Let us work together. So with that said, I want to say, if this is your first time, absolutely your first time, you never heard of this Are You Free Enough platform before. You never heard of the Question Live Show. And of course, you never heard of Verona Willis-Brown. So it is your first time. I want to welcome you. Yes, indeed. I want to welcome you to this platform. Put in the comment section that, hey, me. Mine, put your name. Say it's my first time. Put something so I can acknowledge your presence. You see, oftentimes we go through life. And when we go through life, we get accepted. But we don't get acknowledged enough. And I personally want to say to you, when you get acknowledged, honey, that simply means somebody see you. And I want to see you. I don't want it to be in the back that's peeping in, because then I can't see you if you're peeping in the back. I want you to come on in, be visible, be right here. Wave to me. As I am present, I am here. So we could work together. Because I can't work with you if you're invisible. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some invisible things that you're like, ooh, like invisible pain and so forth. But if you're invisible and you don't let me know that you're present here, then I can't help you. I can't support you. I can't work with you. And so I say to you, I would like to know that you're here. And so because you are first timers, let me take this time how to introduce myself. I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. That is me. Okay, that is more. I am your host. I've been your host for the past 10 seasons. I've been the host of this show. This show was created to inspire you. Inspire us. It was created because of those who find themselves in space where they are not being seen. This was created just for you. So listen to me, first timers. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I am a native of Jamaica. The beautiful island of Jamaica. I am a native of Jamaica, but globally, I'm just everywhere. I have a global mindset, so I tend to just go around the world and say, hey, even though I'm a native of Jamaica, I could be a native of your country too. So I am a native of Jamaica, and besides that, I am a farmer's daughter. So most of the time when I am talking, whether it is the topic, the title, the content, whatever it is, usually I will go back into my culture. I'll go back into my farmer's background and I will grab something. It is called the seed concept. And when you grab the seed concept, I apply it here because guess what? The seed concept is supposed to be applied every single time. Because as a farmer's daughter, I watch my parents plant seed and wait for it to grow. Once they wait for it to grow, it's going to grow into maybe a ground food or a tree that's going to bear fruit. We want to have this mentality that anytime we plant something, it is going to bear fruit. It is going to grow. So whether negative or positive, it is going to grow. So I say to you, I am that girl. I am that one that grew up to be this host. I am the seed that my parents planted. And here I am, as they would say incorrectly, here I is for you. Okay? Living off my parents' legacy as I build mine. So another thing I want to tell you, come on in if you're new. I want to talk to you about my family. Come on in here. My family is very, very huge. So when you come on in here as a new person, you're not just coming here as a viewer. You're coming here as a part of my family because now I am going to adapt it in my family and we are going to work it out together. Yes, we will. We are going to work it out together because let me tell you something. My family that's my family, right? And when you come on in, you are the family because now you become the new baby of the family. And I get so excited when I see a new baby. If you call me, I'm like, ooh, I'm pregnant. I'm like, ooh, wait. I am the person that gets excited when I see somebody pregnant. I am the one that says, oh, there's a new baby. Oh, my Lord, God is going to have to bless me some other way because I'm telling you, I am the volunteer auntie. I'm virtual auntie, volunteer auntie, real auntie. I'm just that person, okay? I'm that sister. I'm just that person, period. So that's a little bit about me, newbie people. So I will call you newbie. So once you are a newbie and I acknowledge your presence, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get a lot of attention. Yep. You're going to get a lot of attention because a baby requires attention. And because you are the new baby, then you are going to get all the attention in the room. Now listen up. So I want to give you a special welcome. Listen up now for those of you who are tuning in more than one time. If this is not your first time, simply mean if you were here yesterday or the day before, whenever you came, and you showing up again today, now you got a status of a returning audience. Ooh, child. Yes, indeed, you got that status. Now you move. You love got upgraded. And if you've been here, you know when I say upgraded, this is what happened. I got upgraded in this 10th season. Yep, indeed. So returning audience, I want to say to you, you know the deal, that when you show up, I show up, and we show up together. And what happened? We ignite our potential. We ignite our gifts. And what happened? We create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why do I say greatness? Because greatness lies within us. Greatness is built onto our DNA. And here we operate from our inside out. And we said, come on in here. Let us work together so we can create a whole galaxy of greatness. So we can make great impact. So we can create great footsteps, imprints, and go on. Now listen to me. As you can see, returning audience, Of course, I upgrade a little bit because guess what? I am expanding myself. When I am expanding myself, simply means I can't be comfortable in anything. I am content, but I can't be comfortable. So, as you can see, I am expanding me. So this is upgrade. We believe in upgrade on the show. We believe in expansion on the show because this is the season 10. We are in the season of abundance and overflow. Once we are in the season, we are fully prepared. We are fully ready. We are going to be in position to receive that abundance and that overflow. When we receive such, please let us know that it is not for us to keep tucking our bosom and say, hey, this is mine. No, once you're in that place to receive abundance and overflow, it is to share. Because we like to consider ourselves as sharers. We are sharers and we are carers. So we would like to care about you. We do. I do. I care about you. So we are sharers and carers. So when we have an abundance, that's what happens. We spill it out to somebody else. We share it. We hear this all the time. That sharing is scary. Right? Now listen to me as your host. Let's take this to another level. Sharing is not just caring. Sharing is a part of our DNA. It got tucked into our DNA. It got pretty up just like my blouse. You see all sort of decorations, all this stuff. That's what your DNA looks like with sharing and caring, because when God created us, He created us to share with each other so we can support each other. Whether you are new or you are returning, this is the message here. We are all on a journey called life. Yes, we are. We are all on a journey called life. And because we are all on this journey called life, there is a path that we are on. Ding, ding, ding. We are all on a path and it is called success. Everybody wants to create success. However you define success, that is up to you. That is not up to me. I might define success differently. Everybody got their own definition of success. Some might look similar and some might not. Regardless of how you see success, regardless of how you define success, I want to remind you or inform you that no one, absolutely no one can succeed by themselves. Whether you are the prime minister, the president, the governor, the mayor, the student, the teacher, the doctor, the lawyer, whatever profession you are in, even the patient, people on the street, the cat, the rat, the worm, the birds, nobody cannot succeed by themselves. Because first of all, the first person that we have to depend on is God. Right? So we want to get this message that we need to work together. That is the solid message that we preach on this platform, that when we work together, we are stronger. Let us find the right energy, the right vibration, put it together and work together. Right? So with that said, this is where we are going to come on in and we are going to talk about some stuff. Yep. As I mentioned, I am from a huge family. Huge. So come on in, let me tell you a little bit about my family. No, come on in. Put your ears closely. Come on in. Let me tell you about my family because I got the permission to speak about my family here. Yes, I do. No, they didn't give me permission. I gave myself permission because they're my family. So I gave myself permission to speak about my family. Yes, I do. Because sometimes you have to give yourself permission. If you don't give yourself permission, you're holding back. Sometimes you have to listen to me. I give myself permission. First of all, you give yourself permission to show up. Show up for yourself. So let me tell you about my family really quick. Come on. Come on in here. My family is huge. And we're so huge that every single month, I mean, absolutely every single month, there is a birthday. Birthday 1, 2, or 3. From January 1st, go straight down, straight back to December. We got birthdays in the family. January 1st, literally it starts January 1st. And we just keep going. And besides having birthday every single month, maybe 1 or 2, 3 people in 1 month. Beside that, every single year we have graduation in the family. Some form of graduation. Whether you're graduating from daycare, preschool, upper this, that, college, somewhere somebody is graduating. So I want to give a shout out to my family who having birthday and they having graduation and all that good stuff. Now, another thing I want to share with you, audience, especially for the newbies. We use some F words up in here. Yep, we do. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm good. I'm grown enough to say those F words. I can say those F words and you can too. I just gave you permission because we use F words up in here. And there are 3 of them that we use up in here. We apply them as we go along. And those F words are family, fun, and faith. We apply those 3 things up in here. And as we apply those, I say to you, it is the faith that I have that got me right here, got me to come up to show to be your host. And we like to have fun up in here, whether it is Friday or Saturday. We like to have fun up in here. And let me tell you something, we like to celebrate. Okay? And we like to talk about family. So oftentimes you're going to hear me talk about myself, talk about my family. Yes, because that's what I do. And it is always me talking about it because it's my family and it's my story and I'm sticking to that. Okay? But here, as we talk about fun, let me tell you something. We like to celebrate up in here. So whether it is your small win or your big win, I ask you, put it in the comment section. Let me know what is it that you would like for us to celebrate with you so we could celebrate together. Do you know when you celebrate each other, it is a form of support? Yes, it is a form of support. So we call you in. Tell us what is it that you are celebrating. Maybe it is your birthday. Maybe it is your anniversary. Your children graduated. You graduated. You started a business. You make another step forward to develop yourself. Honey, you are achieving a goal that you put out. Let me know what it is. It could be the neighbor's birthday. You have a good relationship with somebody. Hey, you met a boo. You got proposed to. You found out you're having a baby. You had a baby. You got married. Whatever the case is, we would like to celebrate you. So I said, come on in the room. Put it in the comment section. What is it that you would like for us to celebrate with you? Because guess what? You think I got a cheerleading squad, honey. Yes, I do. I got a cheerleading squad, and I'm going to celebrate any one of you that's here for the first time because I'm calling up my cheerleading squad, and I'm going to say, hey, we up in here. We're about to celebrate. So, yep, indeed, we are rolling up in here, and we celebrate you. We celebrate you. So celebrate yourself first, and so we can celebrate you some more. We like those self-developmental stuff. Excuse me a second. We like those self-development stuff. We like when we have to celebrate because, as I mentioned, when we celebrate each other, it is a form of support. And oftentimes, don't think I'm lying. Oftentimes we hear this word support and we get so scared. We get really, really scared because we believe that we are asking for money. We are not asking for money. Most of the time when we say support, we're just saying, show up. Tell somebody that you see them. Tell somebody that you see them. Tell them that you acknowledge their presence. Acknowledge somebody. That is a form of support. Share a live. That is a form of support. Invite somebody to come and watch with you. That is a form of support. So support is not really about money. It's not about money at all times. Oh, support me. I need your help. I need for you to support me. No, you go on somebody's live. You are getting something there because here, let me tell you, here we drop juicy contents and golden nuggets. Yep. We drop juicy content and golden nuggets right here on this platform. And if you are getting something that is juicy, you want to talk about it. So what you do, you share the live. That is support. And I want to appreciate all of you who stood with me for the past 9 seasons. Well, 9.5. Well, 9.5 plus a little bit of 10, because we're going to go to season number 10, season 11 very soon. Okay? So for those of you who've been here from season, maybe 1, 2, 3, whatever season you've been here, I want to say to you, it has been a great, it has been great serving you. It has been great. So hold up a second, because we are going to talk about something tonight. And when I'm talking about it, give me a moment. Another set of people. Right. Okay. Let us understand something. That when the topic says tonight, the topic says, negative faith. Woo. Did you know that faith can be negative? Did you know that? Because oftentimes we hear faith, we are believing something. Because that's what faith is. Faith is believing something from what you're not seeing. Believing something is going to be done. Believing something is going to be accomplished. Believing it. That's what faith is all about. So when we are understanding that faith is something that we put out there to say, I believe God is going to do this. I believe this. How many of you know that it can be negative as well? There's a negative side to faith. That sounds like a conflict of interest, isn't it? But it's not a conflict of interest. Absolutely not. Nope. It is not a conflict of interest, because it is so. Everything that we believe, okay? Everything that we believe is here. Everything that we want to accomplish starts here. It is in the mind. The power of the mind goes out like a magnet. And it search and it find that which we send it out to do. Because what is in the mind, it trickle down, and what? We speak it. When we speak it, we have to be very, very careful of what we are speaking, especially to ourselves, because we are here to replenish the earth. And as I mentioned, everything that I say or do, it is about a seed that I plant, and it's about a seed that my parents plant. And like I said, we have to understand when we plant a seed, that seed is going to grow. That seed is going to grow. And because that seed is going to grow, we have to be very, very mindful of the very things that we are spilling out and dropping out there. Yes, indeed. So I want to welcome Grounding Souls. Oh, hi, Janice. Welcome, honey. Welcome. First time here. Oh, wait a minute, because first timers, you get a special welcome. Yes, you do. My hands don't do all the clapping, so I have to get an extra clap. Yes, indeed. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Returning audience, you know something? Because I have to grab it. I have a fan. And ladies, don't let me feel like I'm by myself over here, because every now and then I got to pick out the fan. I got a fancy fan because I had the church fan before, and I went and purchased this new fan that's doing a better job. Because every now and then I go into a little private summer. Ladies, can you relate? I go into a little private summer, so I get this fancy fan that's very flexible that I could use, right? So every now and then, if you see me pick up this fan, newbies, let me explain to you. I go and I jump into a private summer, and I have to get the fan out, right? So this is my thing. So if you see me pause and like, ooh, hold on a second, that's what happened. I'm jumping into my own season, and that's called private summer. So yes, indeed. And as I mentioned, Janice, that if you're new, what happened? This is the upgraded version of Verona. Those who've been here, they know that the other version, she's somewhere. So this is the upgraded version. I am upgrading myself as I evolve every single day, right? When you upgrade yourself, you will understand that You're marketing yourself. You're marketing yourself. You're marketing that which you have. You're marketing your gifts. You're marketing your talent. And we all got born with gifts and talents. And this is where I say this all the time, that when we combine our gifts and our talents, we will see that replenishing the earth is what God put us here for. I say this all the time, Jenny, that when we work together with our gifts, our talent, our expectations, our goal, we work together, we will fulfill the purpose that God created us to fulfill. And that is to work together. If God didn't want us to work together, there would be one person just walking around, going around in circle, eating grass or eating fruits and just going. But God said, I would like for you to go multiply and replenish the earth. Multiply. When we talk about multiply, it is a bigger value than addition. When we are multiplying, the value is increasing. Double. When we add up something, 5 plus 5, we adding up, we got a digit. When we multiply 10 plus 10, we up there. When we multiply 5 times 5, we get in there. So for those of you out there that know how to multiply and get into the basic mathematics, you know that when we multiply something, there's a higher increase in value. There's higher way to do this. We don't do no subtraction up in here. We don't want to do no subtraction up in here. We're here to achieve our goals. Goals, we are not subtracting anything from the goal. Okay? So let us talk about negative faith. Negative faith is a real thing. Negative faith is something that we don't even know exists. Negative faith is something that we probably don't even aware that we are practicing every day. We are literally practicing negative faith every day. Why would I say that, Verona? Verona, why would you call faith negative? Just why, Verona? When faith is a belief system, so is your thoughts. Your thoughts are real, and faith is real just the same way. So what is negative faith? Negative faith is where we are listening to some negative thoughts jumping up in our head. They're jumping up in our mind. They're having gymnastics. They're going to the beach. They're going to the gym. They're going to the Olympics. All those thoughts, they're going around in our head. They say, hey, we dancing. Hey, we doing all sorts of stuff, right? They're having a field day in the mind. Because now the mind is full up of all these thoughts, and your thoughts are real. Let us get this clear. Your thoughts are real. Yes, our thoughts are real. So they're having a field day going on, and they're jumping up and they're carrying on. And somewhere in all those thoughts, they're not all positive. Let us be clear and let us be real. Because when we are real, we will understand that we can go through life in a real matter. We can discover life in a real matter, in real time. But if we are not true to ourselves, if we are not real to ourselves, then what we are seeing is fake, because the opposite of real is fake. So when we are not seeing things real, it is fake. It is camouflage. Those people in the army, they go out in the army and what they do, they camouflage themselves with those camouflage outfits. Why? What are they doing? They're blending in with the grass. They're blending in with nature. So guess what? When the enemies come in, the enemy might not see them. So sometimes we are walking around camouflaging the very thoughts that's overtaking us. Those very thoughts, they're real. And I mentioned the word acknowledge. Let us acknowledge them, but at the end of the day, we got to know. We got to know that we are the boss of those thoughts. Because we have to pick now, what are we going to do with those thoughts? Negative faith simply means that if there's a negative thought pop up in my head, I'm entertaining it and I'm going to push it forward. I'm going to push that negative thoughts forward. Just the same way I am going to believe God. Negative thoughts, I don't believe God. Negative thoughts are real. positive thoughts saying? Because now your faith is saying, I believe I'm going to get me this. I believe I'm going to get me that. Some of you sit there, I believe I'm going to get me a husband. After some time, I don't even believe I'm going to get a husband. Time is going. I'm getting older. I'm going to get that. Negative thoughts. That is negative faith, because now you literally believe that negative thoughts that came right and said, you're not going to get that husband, you're not going to get that wife, you're not going to get, no, that's not going to happen no more. It's not going to happen. So we start believing that to say, time is passing me. What they call it, the biological clock is ticking. When you see, I want to have 10 children and I don't have any yet, and I'm getting older and all of that. I'm not going to have these children. Oh, just forget it. That is negative faith. I'm not going to have that. When we start saying, I am not going to do something, when you know the positive part of it is saying that God made a promise. And anytime, let me say to you that every time that God made a promise, he cannot go back on it. There's no springing back like boomerang. Let me take that back. Sorry. That was the wrong one. No. Whatever God sent out is just what it is. And when he said, this is what I believe for you, this is what I put in your DNA, there is nothing else that we can do to counteract that. So when we have negative thoughts, actually, we are counteracting what God believes about us. It's called negative faith. God, I don't believe you. God said, I'm going to bless you. And when time passes, God, I don't believe you're going to bless me after all. God, I believe you forgot about me. God, I believe you don't see my children. God, I believe you don't see my circumstances. God, I don't believe you. Because faith is a belief system. If you agree, say you agree. If you don't agree, then you don't agree. Right? If you don't agree, look, sometimes I have to get my fan. Look at my fan. Woo-wee. Honey, if y'all know what I'm talking about, and this step in the, and it's like 76 degrees here, but everything is blowing, but I jump into my own season over here, okay? So sometimes I have to pause and like, ooh, cha. Right? And I like this fan because this fan just blow everywhere. Ooh. So ladies, if you can relate to me, then you say, me. So I don't feel so alone over here in this private summer. Woo, child. So anywho. No, go back to faith. Do I believe I'm going to a private summer? Yes. Absolutely. It is a private summer in summer. Me. Oh, child. Theta out. Theta. Honey, I got a new friend, girl. I got a new friend. Theta, welcome. Theta is a VIP up in here. We do have VIP up on the show. We do have VIP. Those are people who come on in, support the channel, come on in with an intention, and they take action. Theta, we have a new person, Janice. Over there, we allow our VIPs to let our guests feel very much welcome. So we greet each other up in here. So Theta, honey, future. I got a new fan. And this new fan, this new fan is it. Honey, this new fan is it. And it's so flexible. I have to pause sometime. And just like, hold on a second, people. Hold on. Yeah, just hold on for a moment. Let me just the fan is, look, it's like a little handle, but it's very flexible. It can go, look at that. It goes everywhere. But I like to put it up here because, right here is where you're like, whoo, child. Yes. Thank you, honey. My new fan is it. This is it right here. I should get me 3 more put down somewhere. I don't even know why I purchased only 1. But anywho, right? So there is power. I want to talk about faith. There is power. There is power. There is power in our thoughts. There is power in our thoughts, and those thoughts goes into action. They go into action because there's power in our thoughts and words. There's power. And when we acknowledge this, when we see that their power, we're going to choose between negative faith or positive faith. What is it that we would like to accomplish? What is it that we are going after? What goals do we set for ourselves, for our family? What goals do we set ahead for our destiny? Is there a goal that we set? And we look at it, we believe in, oh, I want to make $1 million. How you working on that? Then you look, within this month, I want to make this amount. And then you realize the month is going and you're not making it. And you start doubting. When we start doubting, that is where we develop. Because how we develop negative faith, we start doubting the very thing that was already given to us. When we start doubting that very thing that was given to us, we're feeding negative faith. Everything that we feed will grow. Every single thing that we feed will grow. We start feeding our thoughts when we start saying, oh my God, this is too much. I don't want this no more. I can't do this no more. I don't want to do this. Right? Because those are the negative words. I can't. I don't. And we start feeding that. Listen to me. Let me tell you something, because I told you I like to talk about my background. I like to talk about my story. Listen, when we are planting a seed, watching my parents, I don't know, I plant maybe a little corn or something. When my parents are planting a seed, right? When they're planting a seed, what is happening? And we're going to understand this very clearly tonight. Let me explain something to you. Planting a seed is dirty. Anybody catch that? When we're about to plant a seed, it's very dirty. Did anybody catch that? It's very dirty because now we're putting that seed in dirt. We don't want to go through life, right? We don't want to go through the struggles, right? We don't want to take on anything that's stressing us. Oh, this is driving me crazy. This is that. We don't want to do that. But it is a part of the process, just like a seed going down. You're putting a seed down. We say, oh, we don't want to go down. We want to keep on rising. We want to keep on rising. Of course, we want to keep on rising. But that seed had to go down in dirt to rise back up. When the seed rises up, it's rising out of the dirt and become either a tree or a food in the ground, a strawberry rolling or something. So when we start feeding the negative faith, that's saying, oh, this is too much. Oh, I don't want this no more. Oh my God, I can't manage this. Oh my God. Lord, you're not going to help me. Lord, you're not helping me. Lord, you're not coming through for me. I see that you're blessing Janice and you're not blessing me. I see you blessing Tina, you're not blessing me. I see you blessing Verona, you're not blessing me. We are feeding that negative faith because it's a container. Faith, just look at faith. I like to visualize things. Look at faith as a container, right? Or look at faith as a tree. And on that tree, you're going to have some fruits. Janice is from the islands. Tina is from the islands. I'm from the islands. So we have fruit. Fruit trees are everywhere, but we like to talk about our island, right? I like to talk about my Jamaica. Yes, because listen, when you look at a tree, the tree sitting there and say for mangoes. Anybody love mangoes? Let's talk about mangoes. When a mango is coming on that tree, it didn't just come from, no, it's not from the root. It's not from the little seed that was planted. That seed grow up into a tree. And did the fruit just get on there? Did the mango just decide like, hey, I'm just going to be in? No. You got to start building branches and stem and leaves and all sort of stuff. And a fruit, a little mango somewhere forming. It is forming on a stem somewhere. It is living somewhere. Did that mango tree say, excuse me, now you're going to make me too heavy by having seed? No. Because now that mango tree would be practicing negative faith. The mango tree stood up saying, I am going to bear fruit. Let us consider this. I am going to bear fruit. I talked about this before. And I like to talk about this on here. That I am is the most powerful statement that we can exercise. The most powerful statement that we can say is I am. But how many of you know the faith that you are going to put in, positive or negative, is going to come after am? I am a failure. I am an achiever. I am. Whatever word you fit in after I am is going to determine negative faith or positive faith. Anybody? Anybody out there? Am I talking to myself? Listen to me. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. So anybody out there that's feeding their faith negatively, I want to say to you that today, right now, this hour, this minute, this day, this month, this time, now is your time to say, I no longer want to feed my faith negative food. I no longer want to feed my faith negative food. It is time that you change your diet. Change your diet of words. Words are food. Those are food that you feed yourself, and those are food that you feed somebody else. You know? Oh, yes, that fan feels good. You know, parents. Come on in here. Come on in here. Let me roll up my sleeve for this one. Parents, come on in. Because you know when your children are going crisscross, upside down, sideways, whatever they're doing, we start exercising negative faith. You're going to be just like the no good father. Anybody heard this before? And I've never heard a father say you're going to be like the no good mother, but if there's such, oh well. But it's always you're going to be no good. You're going to grow up to be a no good person. You're going to grow up and you're not going to achieve anything in life. That is negative faith. Inside of us is greatness. God put greatness in us already. So when we start speaking negatively, we are exercising negative faith. You're telling your children you're not going to grow up to be anything. You're not going to grow up to be anything. Teachers say to their students. Doctors say to their patient. So you see, negative faith is something that is practiced just about every day, in just about every community, in just about every family. You're not going to amount out to be anything. Because faith is open that something is going to happen. Faith is believing something is going to happen. Faith is speaking that something is going to happen. That is what faith is. Faith is saying something is going to happen, and I believe it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen, and I'm telling you that's what's going to happen. That's what faith is. So when we sit there and tell our children, you're not going to come out to anything, that's negative faith. You're not going to make it in life. That's negative faith. We must believe the most positive things about the very seed that God gave to us. Our children are seeds. And like the analogy of the seed from the farmer, we are here to cultivate the land. We are here to cultivate the space that we have our children in. We are here to plant, and we are here to watch them grow. Because now when we sit there, and somewhere in society just keep on adding on to what we already told them since they were baby, since they were in our womb, that when you get out of here, this is not going to happen. I'm not going to this. I'm not going to that. There's a story about a well-known singer that his mother was pregnant with him. I mean, I like to talk about myself, but sometimes I have to talk to somebody else. The story. His mother was pregnant with him, right? And she didn't want the child. So, ladies, come on in, come on in. So she went to the center and she said, um, can we, um, get rid of this? I don't want this child. Mm-mm. I don't want this child. I don't believe this child is going to do me any good. This child is not going to mount out to be good. I don't want this child. This child is not going to impact my family quite well. Can you just can we just do this process? And she went in and she did. She went on in there. She lay down and she did what she's supposed to be doing. And I guess the doctor's supposed to do what they're supposed to be doing too. And she left. Believing, see what I'm saying? She believed that what she asked for was done. What she believed was that I'm going to now go home and this child is not coming to interrupt my life. I'm going to go home and there won't be no children running, holding onto my leg. I'm going to go home because I done got rid of what is not going to interrupt my life, not going to interrupt my flow. She believed it was already done. And that's what faith is. Faith is saying, I believe the very things that I would like to accomplish, that it is done. She believed what she went in there for was done. And may I tell you, audience, it wasn't done. No? May I tell you, that son was born. The very thing that she believed now turn around to bless her abundantly. So let us be careful of all the negative faith that we have hanging with us, walking with us like a pocketbook, putting it on our arm, putting it over our shoulder, putting it on our back, putting it on our head. Let us be careful of the negative faith that we have towards ourselves as well as towards others. She believed it was done. And right now, he's a gospel singer. And he became one of the top gospel singers in the world. I won't call no names, but he became one of the top gospel singers in the world. And every time he tells the story, I look and I say, you see, you can't take away purpose. You can't take away what God put in place. What God put in place is there to stay. No one can take away what God put in place. And when we come in, and I said this before, that when we come in, we must come in as co-creators of God to create that which we were created to create. Our destiny and our purpose calling us in place to fulfill our purpose. So no one can get rid of purpose, and God is not going back to withdraw purpose to say, you are misbehaving bad. You are not doing right. You are detouring from what I said. God is not withdrawing it. So when that mother said, I don't want this child. So right now, I say to you mothers out there that if you're in the same story, if you're in the same situation, if you're in the same circumstances, I say to you, you cannot get rid of purpose. So when you say, I don't want this child, and I mean, people have different reasons of why they don't want that child, but I am saying to you that, listen, negative faith is real. Because you're believing this child is coming to interrupt, this child is going to make sure that you this child is going to do that. Negative faith is a real thing. Faith by itself is a belief system. And when we put negative in front of it, we are interrupting the flow, but we will not get rid of the purpose that God put in place in us. Let us stand strong. Let us stand strong. Yes. We should be very careful of the negative things that we put inside us. Always be positive and be grateful, because I'm telling you, Theta, I am telling the very things that we put inside of us, the very things that we say, the very things that our thoughts. What is it that we are thinking towards another? Is it positive or negative? Because the very thing that we are thinking towards another, it will bring forth fruit. It will bring forth fruit. It is just like if we're eating something and like, oh my God, this is giving me indigestion. I'm getting an upset stomach. Ooh, you know you're not supposed to keep on eating it. You know you're not supposed to keep on eating it. So it's the same thing as those thoughts come in your head, because they come in your head all the time. And when I sit every day and a negative thought, let me tell you something. If I sit here and a negative thought is knocking on my door of my mind, negative thought like, Verona, I'm not home. God says this about me, so you knocking, I'm not letting you in. Negative thoughts, Verona, nope, I'm not even answering you. All I gotta do is just say, guess what? God says this is who I am. So if you're telling me this negatively, I'm calling on God. God, you see that? God, negative thoughts is knocking on my door. We have to find a way to do this, right? And when we find this way to do this, it's just this. This is the solution. This is the solution. When those negative thoughts are knocking on your mind door or window or roof or talking to the neighbor's wall, pretend you're not home. Anybody know the story of how parents used to tell their children, when those, what you call those people, telemarketers would call their phone and they would tell, and they don't want to answer the phone, and they would tell their children, tell them I'm not home. And what the children would do? My mom says she's not home. So when we are having these things, right, there are ways. The solution is make sure that we know who God created us to be. Let me give you the little solution. We are co-creators of God. And because we are co-creators of God, we have greatness. And greatness cannot be negative. There's nothing about our greatness that is negative. We must understand this. The greatness that God put in ourselves, in our being, in our soul, it is positive. Why? Because it is love. And we were created from love. It doesn't matter how negative a person is at this point. We were created in positivity. We were created in love. And that is what I want to say to you. Let us exercise the right to practice positive faith. Faith by itself is just not faith. So let us understand, we hear faith without faith, work. Without work, faith is dead. Let us not just use faith by itself. Remember, faith is just the umbrella. Faith is just the mother. We have negative faith and positive faith. Let us pick which faith we want to practice. So with that said, I want to say to everyone who showed up here today, you have the permission right now to get in your mind doors and see where your thoughts are. And if they are knocking negative thoughts, acknowledge them and then counteract them. So thank you so much for tuning in into this episode of the Kristen Live Show with who? Your host, Verona Willis-Brown. And that is moi. Hope to see you. Tomorrow is a holiday. We might not have a show, but we might have a show. If not, then I might be outside doing fireworks. Okay? So see you at the next go round. Bye.